Hi, I'm Jamie Steiner, and I'm the General Manager for Financial Services at Guardtime. So, marine insurance is a $30 billion a year market, but our customer research indicates up to 20% of the premiums paid every year may be either wasted, consumed in costs, or lost due to fraud and error. Our technology aims to reduce that number by half and then expand into every other line of business in the commercial insurance market. So let's talk a little bit about how we got here. Commercial carriers in the London market, in the London marine market, assume $3 trillion worth of risk every year based off of what amounts to 6 to 12-month-old information that was probably provided on a spreadsheet and sent over email. Many contracts are still hand-carried on paper between buildings for physical signature. Payments for premiums take weeks or months to reconcile between different counterparties, and claims can take years to pay out, starving businesses of liquidity. Despite such caution in paying claims, they are still paid out unnecessarily and far too often on fraudulent claims. In fact, a recent analysis by Google and Bain indicated that in the P&C market, an insurer that took technology steps to avoid these issues could increase their revenues by 28%, reduce claims payouts by up to 19%, and cut their administration costs by up to 72%. The insurance industry has experienced a decade of stagnant growth. Sure, low rates have induced riskier capital to enter, and this has depressed premiums, but our customers in the insurance market have asked us to solve a completely different class of problem for them. The fact that their business model is mired in processes that were really designed for a different century. We've built a distributed ledger for insurance contracts, and this provides a way to communicate information about risks securely in real time to carriers. This data can be used by the participants to efficiently price risk and use it to create a pay-as-you-go insurance model that charges premium for assets as they're used for the risks that are actually incurred. Claims processes can be managed collectively by the syndicate, reducing the need for manual coordination and eliminating disparities in data between different counterparties. I'm going to show you a demonstration of the system that we recently built with the commercial insurance experts at a Big Four consulting firm. This demonstration represents really a first look at how the commercial insurance market could be reimagined using distributed ledger technology. It was designed as a massive data ingestion point, covering hundreds of thousands of ships traveling millions of miles of ocean voyages and carrying tens of millions of cargo containers. It covers all aspects of the risk life cycle for the shipping industry, from KYC to contract placement to claims to invoices. What I'm going to show you today is really just a thin slice of what it can accomplish on a particularly annoying area of marine insurance called declarations. So today, before a ship leaves port, it needs to notify the insurance company of where it intends to go. Depending on where it's going, there might be an additional premium involved. And they have to wait for the email with a certificate that says that the insurance company has agreed before they can leave port. In our model, this process, which is completely manual today, can be automated using IoT data from the ship. The ships already have these IoT sensors. This data already exists today. But what we've done is create smart contracts that are stored on a distributed ledger and married the information that we've got there and be able to combine that technology and be able to automate this pain point along with a lot of other ones, while assuring that the calculation of additional premium is fair and accurate. It's important to note, no one makes any money off of this servicing process today. It's pure cost. It's something that's required by the contract, but it doesn't result in any additional revenue. Let's have a look. So here you see a map, and this is being used to track a ship as it travels through the ocean. And what you see there, we're simulating the IoT data now, but just by clicking on the screen. This is simulated. But what's important here is that those red boxes you see, those are declared war zones. So they've been declared by the insurance company, and the ship owner understands that he has to pay an additional premium if he goes into one of them. The contract that covers the ship actually details those war zones in a structured data format called GeoJSON. and they're actually a signed part of the contract. So the carrier has declared this, the ship owner has agreed in contractual terms that if you drive your ship into them, that they're going to pay extra. So let's see what happens here. As the ship drives in, there's an alert fired off, and this alert gets consumed by an event handler on the ledger. The ledger looks up the contract and determines what to do. In this case, this is a known war zone with an agreed upon risk rate, and that's in place. So the clock starts running. In other cases, there might not be a contract that actually covers this situation, and so that alert might need to go to the broker of record, who's going to have to figure out how to deal with the uncovered risk that's being incurred here. And we've explored ways to use broker facilities for these types of situations. So the ledger understands the geographic and contractual context of the ship and the current value of the cargo aboard it. When the ship exits, the rate can be applied by a smart contract and executed on the ledger. We get consent from the different insurers that they agree with this, and the payment due will be added to the invoice. Now in the background, this is just a UI, but in the background there's a distributed set of nodes that are coming to consensus over these actions. So all of this data takes place using consensus. And what that means is the syndicate of insurers that are backing this risk have all agreed, as it happens in real time, that they understand what's happening relative to the ship and the contract and what the additional premium should be. In the end, there's only one version of the truth, a verifiable distributed database that has been created collaboratively to share information about risks, govern the business processes that contribute to complying with it, and servicing the policy. Now I'm going to show you a claims model. Today a claim involves a number of steps. I won't go into too much detail because of time, but suffice to say that there's a number of steps. Information has to be created and circulated to all the different parties involved. Today this takes place in email via spreadsheets, and each insurer has its own process, which is out of sync with everyone else's. The broker is in the middle of this, trying to manage the document flow instead of adding real value. This distributed ledger, in this way, can also function as a distributed process management engine, a smart contract, if you will, to standardize and track business workflow so that claims management process can be managed openly, transparently, and based on a shared and auditably complete set of facts. There's more to this than what I've been able to show you today, but I can say that it was developed in 12 weeks by Guardtime as a joint effort with our sponsors in the consulting space. We developed it in full view of a select group of major market players and solicited their feedback and buy-in as we went along. Because of that, we have confidence that our concept of using distributed ledger technology for insurance solves this and a lot of other pain points that I talked about today, because the industry is using their pocketbooks to tell us that they agree. For commercial reasons, I'm unfortunately unable to release the names of our industry partners today, which I've been hoping to be able to do, but I am happy to say that we've obtained sponsorship and participation from a complete slice of the industry: insurers, brokers, and shippers, and also a major cloud player, including some of the largest names out there. And we believe that this will set the standard for blockchain adoption in the insurance industry. Thank you.